Hello, YouTube. This is Lone Pantheist. Forgive me, I'm kind of sick right now. Today I want to talk about liberalism. Now, I consider myself a liberal. Some of you already know. But there's some things that I need to discuss about liberalism that just there's several different types of liberalism. There's the radical side of liberalism, and then there's the more rational side of liberalism. Okay, first and foremost, we need to address the radical side of liberalism for radical liberals. First off, progress is subjective. Um, yeah, and that's the most subjective word ever. Progress basically just means moving forward. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be moving forward into something good. Secondly, there will not be world peace if everybody becomes an atheist. Okay, there's not going to be world peace if everybody mixes all together and we're all just one race. Because these are never going to happen. Okay, the reason is that nature, biology, as well as mankind and psychology, is meant to diversify. Okay, if everyone becomes an atheist, there will be different viewpoints on the atheism, different worldviews. Quite similar to religion. Now, maybe a little more peaceful, but it's still going to be just divisive. As for the whole mixing in one race, I do have an interracial dating video. I do encourage it for love and stuff like that, but I do not encourage it as a means to wipe away all the races. Okay. Yeah. I just got into a heated battle with a liberal, so yeah. Oh yeah. Another thing is everything's not the white man's fault. Okay. Yeah. Going at it that way, you just sound completely ridiculous. Matter of fact, you're putting too much emphasis on white people, white men. Okay, you're making them seem like they were some powerful like gods that just rearranged the whole freaking planet and screwed everything up, and that's not what happened. Um, there's some business transactions from land and stuff like that, some illegal captures of people, stuff like that. But that's been going on in other cultures since the beginning of time. Even insects and animals have been known to somebody enslave each other. We're just more complex at it. Therefore, what we do in regards to what the animals do is more complex and has more complex problems with it. Now, to be honest with you, if you're a true liberal, you should be for diversity. Okay, not wiping out any or all groups into one group. That's insane. Okay, that's not going to bring about world peace. It's just going to bring about just nothing. And we do see colorism. The whole white people, black people, and even within white people, you got blonde hair, blue eyes, red hair, blah blah blah. And with black people, you have light-skinned black people and dark-skinned black people. But the very notion of the words white and black is also colorism. The expanded version of colorism, which is the belief that colors actually have meaning. That's technically a religion. So even if you go as far as to say that like the white supremacists or extreme conservatives, that black means this about an individual. At the same time, you can't really say that white means you have white privilege. That's another thing I want to talk about. White privilege. Okay, first off, I've seen plenty of homeless people who are white, and that is absolute poverty. Okay, it does not matter what country, what part of the region of the world you're living in. You're homeless, you have no food, that's absolute poverty. Okay, there are white people in there. And no, if you say, well, they deserve it, that's a religious belief based upon something that was done in the past. Things that happened in the past do affect us. Okay, but the universe does not operate in such a way that it's going to go back and say, okay, whoever started this is going to have to pay. The universe does not do that. There is no definition of justice except for in some religious text, which we all know religion is bullshit. To state that that's okay. on a genetic level. Karma does not operate on a genetic level, so yeah, that's debunked. But anyway, so we have several ways of going about this. One, we can stop talking about it and just let it be and let it be. This whole point of we got to become one nation, one group, one people. There's 7 billion individuals on the planet. They're not all going to agree with each other, and they're going to agree with some of them on certain things and others on other things. They're naturally going to form groups. Okay, it's like, well, yeah, but they don't have to be born into it. No, it will eventually happen. Okay, when we spread out to different planets, we'll become planetists. Okay, this is our planet. That's your planet. We'll even develop probably different looks. If you don't believe that, you might as well hop on the bandwagon of conservatives and have no hope for the future. But yeah, so it's a ridiculous notion that the concept of white privilege. What is it? The fact that Superman has white skin and there's heroes that mostly have white skin. Superman has dark hair. He could be Hispanic. Okay, he doesn't have blonde hair like me. Oh, there's Thor. Well, okay, but there's um, Steel, Cyborg, Spawn. Let's see, Hancock, Samuel L. Jackson's character in both Star Wars and the Avengers. I mean, yeah, Blade. There's plenty of them. Okay, it's a ridiculous notion. There's a university that's making white students wear white privilege bands. Now, you can get around this by saying you're not white, even if you are, because it is actually against the law for any organization to put you in a group that you do not associate with. That's something a lot of people don't realize. You can actually associate with being black and not have a drop in you, and they would not be able to even give you the white privilege band because it'd be judging you based on the color of your skin, not on the content of your character. If the content of your character associates with being white, then they can get by with it. Okay, so if you're against that, I advise you to say, no, I'm some other race, sorry, and walk out. They can't. Even private institutions, it's illegal for them to do so. There's a debate about that, but yeah. So yeah, basically it comes down to association, and it's getting ridiculous. It really is. In America, it's like we need to talk about race. Okay, let's talk about race, and let's not talk about color. Okay, let's just talk about ancestries. Maybe we should help figure out where a lot of us white folks come from, and a lot of these so-called black folks come from. They've been doing that recently, and they've been linking a lot of people to tribes in West Africa and stuff like that. Okay, they're linking them to their old ancestral ethnic group, and that's okay to do so. This whole notion that we need to be labeled white and black and talk about in that context it's subjective. It's ridiculous. It's boring and it's old. Okay, we're not crayons. Okay. As for the whole melanin thing, I just want to clarify. Okay, people who have black hair and dark eyes, like that's melanin. People who have blonde hair, blue eyes, that's phenomelanin. Albinos have no melanin in their skin, eyes, and hair. Everybody has neuromelanin. Okay, there's the difference there. That's for some of these other people out there who are into the whole, white people are albinos. No, actually we're not. Learn some science. Learn some science other than sociology. Okay? Yeah, that'll do. Anyway, that's all I have to say, and peace, and let's just all get along for real and stop using scapegoats. Okay?